Good evening, everyone, and welcome to some special recording of Fury of Dracula game. Lately, sometimes I play some games, not many, but I do play some games. And I sometimes record it, and sometimes not record it, just in case I like the game to comment later. And so it happens that I played against Geo, that it appeared to be very exciting, extremely close game. And I'm so pumped up about this game that I decided to, you know what, go back and comment on it. Uh, I recommend you, if you want, to sometimes pause the game and decide what would be your decision as Dracula. Maybe further down the line, I will recommend you, remind you about the recommendation. Maybe not, because I will get that excited. We will see. But uh, starting position, typical Scotsford start. What I have in my hand is Hoax, Saboteur, New Vampire, Bodyguard, and Aristocratic Vampire. So very good starting hand. You can do a lot of that. A lot of delaying stuff, a lot of maturing potential, some protection. Really like that. Uh, where would you start? You can think that like strategically. If you want, you can pause the video and think for yourself. I will not be waiting too long because it's up to you. If you want to pause, then pause. If you don't want to wait, then why would I be waiting, right? I definitely like starting in extremity because there is hoax to mature, there's aristocratic with new vampire, even bodyguard. So if stuff will get maturing, I will like that. There are a few standard extremity locations: Nantes, Amsterdam, East, uh, Ireland, even, and Italy, obviously. Mm, This game, I decided to actually avoid East because I'm fairly known for the East, so I expect that East will be scouted. And Amsterdam and Nantes have the downside that, okay, they are the extremity location, but any other location further down the line is not that extreme. And I want, to either drag a lot of hunters to stop my trail or build a trail that if one hunter goes, it will be too far away for other hunters to uh, stop it from maturing anyway. The video is a little bit sped up, so it will not be too long. I hope it will not a big issue, but it is first week anyway. I'm playing against Gio. Gio is a very good player. I think he went to like quarterfinals or something like that. So yeah, definitely a really good player, and we played plenty actually lately. I go not to 5 because 5 is fairly often scouted location. I decided to 40 to be a little bit more obscure, especially with saboteurs. I realized probably it should be enough. At least I hope it should be enough with Saboteur to make that host mature and be a little bit nasty. Especially that, if I will get scouted right now this day, I will not be able to hide and protect with Saboteur, and would be a little bit shame. But yeah, well, I avoided I avoided scouts that did not appear. And 5 is on the one hand a little bit more extreme, but depends. Excellent weather can go to 5, can go to 40 for those Vienna hunters, at least that easily. On the other hand, charted courage, which is more often event, can go to 40 easier, but it is not as often scouted. So yeah, I decided to try to get my hoax, and then uh, go go further with that. Especially earlier hoax, when it matures and there's still be like vampires or bodyguards to mature, so that needs still to be stopped. Uh, It can be fairly nasty stuff. This game I was a little bit considering, should I maybe leave Rome on trail and wolf over it just to have that little bit more economy, and Rome as lair can be funny, can be cute, but then again, you know what, I actually want to put aristocratic in Rome and then put new vampire in Florence. That was my plan, so that new vampire will be a little bit further away from anyone that will be not in Italy, and a little bit harder to reach. And then, someone maybe will go to the fort, try to stop the hoax. If they will manage, they will try to stop the aristocratic and will be slowed down, or use the stake. Then new vampire will have actually fairly decent odds for maturing. So we go with the plan. We put aristocratic, excellent early game encounter, delays or matures for 4 points. 4 points is a lot, actually, and delay is again fairly strong. Anyway, especially that early game usually hunters are still spread out, and not many hunters can reach out your trail. Hunters obviously supplying, not really a lot of things to note apart from newspapers on Mina. So I need to plan around this possibility that rifle discard. That's important. Apart from that, when I will be going out of Florence, hunters will for sure reveal me. And if I will be in 25 or 57, they will know, right? They will know about that. So I need to be a little bit prepared for that. Or at least, maybe if not prepared, keep that in mind. So geo is ticketing, which is important to note, to keep to pay attention how often hunters are ticketing. If every hunter every night is ticketing, it tells quite a lot on the ticket state. If hunters stop ticketing and just like one hunter tickets, it also tells a lot that probably all white ones were found. So Godalming and Seward are ticketing. Helsing, is trading events with Godalming, because Godalming has 3 events. We have Hunter event on top, so a little bit expected. So it doesn't tell us that much about the ticket status. And Mina is trading with Godalming, so maybe she's trading because she has ticket situation solved, or maybe there is some urgent trade and like more important than tickets. So actually it doesn't tell. So ticket situation, little bit obscure, but I guess we'll see that further down the line. So I'll go down with the plan: aristocratic in Rome, new vampire in Florence. If a hunter will search the classic setup, if the hunter will search aristocratic with stake, they will not have this most probably stake for new vampire and maybe some nasty knife fight or mature. And if they will not have stake for aristocratic, they may get delayed and not reach the new vampire in time. So a win-win in this in that case. Hunters discarding some pistols and bullets, not top tier to pay attention items, so not too much information there. Quite high number, maybe not quite high number, but respectable number of Dracula events, which makes my potential hook mature very juicy. Dog discarded, which is like again not very top tier item, but quite important for me. Quite happy situation, because I don't want to have dogs when Saboteur is protecting my hogs, right? Godalming using buying tickets. Stewart still buying tickets, which is something to note. Let's see what Helsinki will do. Helsinki is trading, okay. So again, no ticket. And let's see, will mean a trade, will mean a pass, will mean a scan, will mean a ticket. And I think it can be quite telling. Okay, Mina, what will you do? Ticketing. Okay, so still 3 hunters are buying tickets. I decided to go to Genoa with wolves because, again, I know there will be newspapers. If hunters decide to double rail on me, I will have those wolves to support me in combat. And if not, then you know what? I have wolves. I hope for. Oh, vampire lure. Yeah, I hope that maybe a vampire will mature, so those wolves, if they will be, if they will get cleared, that's not a big deal. But still, nice protection and nice item weapons reveal and damage. Not too worried. Still week 1, so oh, if something and the hunters are spread out, so if something happens, I can still recover. Let's see what hunters will do. They see Naples with hide. They may completely ignore it, but without the rumor token, they should guess that it is hoax. This is guessable at that point, right? If that was a vampire protected with hide, probably with rumor token, because why not? If you go that far to protect it. And if no rumor token, then they can expect that maybe there will be vampire next, so they should go to clear it anyway. That's the power of the hoax. If that was a vampire, they could leave it be and not care for half a week. Okay, so Godaming, ticketing just by one. Not sure how should I interpret it, obviously. Maybe he didn't have the yellow too. Maybe he wants to make sure that if I'm there, I will be able to follow. And importantly, Stewart still using Rails, so 2 hunters using Rails. And last night, 3 hunters were buying tickets, so the ticket economy clearly not top notch. I also decided to go 25 because I decided that my trail is fairly good in a sense with delaying and probably maturing, that I don't need to put extra pressure by going to like 557 and try to fight with hunters early. So yeah, I decided to go a little bit further away. Not sure how that was important anyway. And Mina blocks 38. Fairly like very reasonable and good move to narrow down my movement, right? So my plan is I definitely want to go to 36 because I really like 36 to potentially have a lair later. Marcellus is high traffic. I can either mess up with hunters or maybe go back there. So I want to go there. I don't really expect to be in much danger because first of all it will be Sunday, so still week 1. Secondly, I little bit expect Godalming to go to stop Naples. So at worst, I will be against Sewer that will rail me, and maybe Mina with a horse, but ticket economy doesn't seem too good. So what, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe with movement even, but if they will burn that much to have a week 1 fight, a 2v1 fight, I will take that. So I put down the rats. This is quite cute for the rats. I wanted to point out because I'm not sure if someone will go there. If no one, and maybe my vampire will mature, then losing rats not a big deal. Maybe rats will. Maybe if vampires will stay, and I will learn Mercedes, maybe rats will stay, making the lair even stronger. And also, maybe Stewart will rail on me, and I don't want to wait to see if Mina will join with horse roll or movement event or not. I want to ambush him. Maybe Rats will stay, and then if Mina will join, I will be able to rat her too. So actually, this is the very specific scenario when rats are probably the best encounter to have in here, which is quite interesting. Okay, we go back on track, on rail track actually, because Godalming is railing to Naples and tries to stop Naples. I'm getting a little bit excited. Will be forewarned used against my saboteur. That would be really big. No, dogs. I'm mad. My hoax, my precious hoax, stopped by dogs, halted by Godalming. It means that probably Godalming had a lot of crap items. They didn't really discard anything that valuable. So very good for them, to be honest. But what can you do? Now, interesting. What will happen here? Are hunters afraid of moving 36? Excited to move to 36? Careless to move to 36? What will happen there? I'm checking items to make sure what will happen. And Stewart is going on me, ambushing with rats, biting his ankles, and he didn't reveal anything. So this is fairly important information. And he didn't reveal. Obviously, some hunters don't reveal to rats because why clear them? But my guess is more than not that Marseilles is quite high traffic. It can be quite valuable to remove rats from there, even if you're just about to fight Dracula. So that and the rifle pistol items are not that top importance of hiding. So my guess is no anti-claw items, and Stewart just got some damage. But trade with Helsing, which is small win for Dracula. That precious day item is used just for the trade. Excellent. And last dog's getting discarded right now. Oh, stupid dogs. Well, let's see what happens. It can be anything. Little bit of scare, maybe not. Obviously, getting herring clips right now would be a little bit sad, but not too demolishing. I could feed it and place and maybe fight during the day. But no, just escape route, which overall I would count it as a win for me because yeah, poor hogs. Because hunters spent additional health in day trade, they spent an event for what? For just getting for ambush from rats and revealing that I went to 36, not to 37, which for me is going to anyway beneficial because it obfuscates more my next steps. Okay, no mature there. I put bodyguards because I have two and they're not that good at the late game. And then I said to put spy to protect myself. If I will get 2v1, I decided to go east because I think it is more obscure going west. I guess it's a little bit more obvious. I want to misdirect hunters a little bit. And also, if I get 2v1 here, I don't expect that too much, but even if I have spies and my read was that Stewart doesn't have pistol or rifle, so if he goes, he either has no weapons and he will have discarded his last tick, and I'll have full view of his hand, which is very valuable, or he has a knife and maybe he will get forced to discard the knife, which is again high value, and then I have fight against Stewart that I will know all his items or he will use a knife, and Mina that has one of her items is a stake, so not like top power hunters, And again, they used escape route, not heroic leap, so maybe they don't have heroic leap. I uh, I play more on that risk, or maybe hunters, seeing that Godalming is delayed, will go after the trail and ignore me. Uh, so I feel fairly safe now, and I want to. I just decided to go east. Uh, Hunters are what? Stewards just supply, discarding some garlic reef. Uh, is Helsing going down? I'm thinking, okay. One cool thing about Gio's play is that he kept Helsing that little bit longer just so that he can trade escape route if needed, which is cool. A lot of hunter players just see, the proximity of Dracula, so they just move Helsing as fast as possible, which is reasonable. But then they wouldn't be able, for example, to trade the escape route, and maybe some devastating night combat would happen. Bat escape from Marcellus, juicy, juicy. So, hunters still working on tickets. Makes sense and tells a lot. I mean, they used up plenty of tickets. We will see. I think Mina using ticket here would tell something. Okay, all three hunters are still digging for tickets. I mean, two of them just use them. But yeah, so it tells a lot. And I decided to put aristocratic because, again, I feel safe. I don't expect Seward to randomly jump on me. Top event card is Dracula, and Godalming will move to clear the trail anyway. So the worst case scenario is that Mina will walk on me 1v1. I don't need encounter protection in that case. And if I will not have a fight, then I will leave behind me aristocratic, which is cool. Again, delaying, maturing, a lot of important stuff. Now, this is quite important because very probable that Godalming will either use a stake or be delayed, so he will not be able to clear Florence. What will other hunters do? Seward and Mina. Seward actually is searching for me, which is interesting, but also moves away from Florence. So for Mina, he has only two ways to clear Florence. It is either roll 2 on a horse or use sense of emergency. So new vampire like new vampire, in theory this is only 3 points, but I would obviously prefer to mature aristocratic vampire, but at least reckless vampire are left for later, probably get some points later on with some fangs and some nasty combats. We will see. I actually have plenty of vampires in hand, so if the new vampire will mature, okay, they can use the stake with the vampire lair to clear it. But this is out of the way, and then I still have plenty of vampires to work on and just get that important influence where every influence matters. Yeah, I'm getting rid of bodyguard, and hey, I got second aristocratic. So two aristocratics in a way, one in small city, so a stake will be used. It is not that easy to supply. Second one in Prague, which is fairly inconvenient to reach. I decided to risk Prague. Obviously, you can lose to CG here, but what are the odds that hunters will discover me here if the top event is Dracula event, right? Even if they discover me in 41, they don't know if I went to Prague. Do you just shoot the CG blindly? I don't think so. So maybe from 41 I went to 21 or up north, you know. And Yeah, Van Helsing goes to Mercedes. I'm obviously ambushing because I know that my new vampire is most probably maturing, unless Mina does some surprise in here. And most notably, Helsing used a rail ticket, and I'm going east, which are like important information. Okay, stake discarded, which is important information for me. This is the first stake discarded, by the way. So with the my calculation is that okay, I just put two aristocratic vampires. I see a vampire lair, so there'll be like two stakes used not on vampires. So I just some type of my win condition is like okay, go east, go away from hunters, and put my rumor tokens on some fighter vampires, hoping that they will not have enough stakes, and I'll get some influence already. And this is like uh, it is good game plan because even if I have 5 influence, that is actually fairly nice number of influence to go into week 4 if possible. Not the best, but not the worst. Mm, and that pressure of having some influence, uh, it does put pressure on hunters that they actually need to care about trail. So yeah, my new vampire, in theory, only 3 points, but it cleared only wolves and rats, not a big deal. Cleared a location after Mercedes, which is good. A little bit more obfuscation. Even if losing spies, this is sad, but what can you do? And my new trail is two aristocratic vampires and new vampire. So, and I have two reckless vampires in hand, so a lot of potential for influence. And I went out of the Prague, so I'm not in that big of a risk of CG anymore. And first horse roll, big deal. Godaming is going with his horse, so we will start seeing hunters with horses. Sewer Duster checks Paris, makes sense, wants to cut off potential escape route from there. No hunter were in Paris yet, so quite important check. Oh, and trades. Yeah, yeah, we were seeing that Hessing was discarding rifle, so it means that they had some good items. Mida went to 60. That may be actually a misplay because Geo should be able to count that. If I went directly from Marcellus to 60, that would be cleared. But sometimes Draculas do backtrack to some stuff like that, especially that there are few lairs in Rome, and I would be that could be juicy if I was like Venice right now. That could be juicy. Just going back to lairs, that would be funny. I didn't consider that. Yeah, Godalming just went Rome, and let's say this turn I will form to Rome with a lair, and I have another lair in 40. That could be cool, but no. Mm. Second escape route, which is important information. I actually know fairly bit about hunter events then, uh, and they're not of the deadliest. About building trails, so this is also quite a cool note. Maybe I'll go back a little bit. How I'm building a trail. So I have two aristocratic vampires and new vampire, and I want to mature some vampires. So my thinking is I will put two aristocratic vampires and the new vampire with a rumor token, and then I need to go 2 times and start putting some other vampires with rumor tokens. Why? Because okay, if they will if they will see that there's a rumor token new vampire or fighter vampire, they may let aristocratic vampire mature, and that's fine because the next in line encounter will be fighter vampires again. So there'll be like high density of fighter vampires. And if a new vampire with rumor token will mature and clear one of my fighter vampires, you know what? I will take that. I will gladly trade 6 influence uh, for losing fighter vampires. So basically, I was trying to like optimize density of fighter vampires and risks for influence because I started getting some influence. I really want to double down on that influence game. So I have new. So now I just plan to go 2 times without a vampire and then start putting my recklesses again. Yeah. So I go put down the wolves. I didn't necessarily want to put down spies in a big city, especially that I'm going east for small cities. So we will see how it goes. Maybe yeah, okay, horse with a 1. So we were seeing that hunters were using tickets, that hunters were working on the tickets all the time. So probably not the best spot for tickets. Actually, pretty nice check. I think Geo is like shout out to Geo for thinking on the spot, and I think it could be adjusting his playstyle against me. Definitely, it was possible for me. You know that 60 was after Mercedes screwed by Vampire, then I went 37, 57, maybe some high along the line, and then 20. So it would have told him a lot. He is just making sure that I'm not going back to Earth, maybe risking the CG, but you know, it's fairly early. Maybe not all heavily host tokens, maybe no CG, but maybe he has, maybe he is dangerous man here. So he's checking that. Totally makes sense. I like it. What Sewer does? A horse, second horse, so we know a lot about horses. Uh, and obviously, he found my Nuremberg. Not, uh, not that hard to guess. Let's be honest. I mean, he narrowed a lot. Like he didn't. So uh, he knows that I went some north, especially that Prague was not on trail, and that before clearing 54 and 15 were not on trail. So where did they went? Like northeast, right? So he just needs to check. Nice that he checked 38 to make sure that I didn't sneak past when Mina went. Uh, if I went there and he didn't check, that would be a big deal. But also, I guess he is a little bit guessing the East already, right? Uh, so yeah, hunters, ticketing. Uh, Still, uh, we need to keep track on those that working on tickets. What Stuart will do? Will he delay himself? No, he's still working on tickets. Okay, that's a big deal. That's a big information. Helsing can delay after the vampire lair, and Mina does nothing. So yeah, I decided to put Hoax because if hunters will clear my vampires, then again, Hoax, great mature, good delay, both things are cool. And if a vampire matures, it means I'm up on influence, so I'm good. Maybe I needed to think on putting spies here. Maybe, you know, some hunter will walk through here, so I'll be able to hit with spies to weaken them when they are chasing after me to the east. But uh, yeah, the Secreted Soul could be good too, to because I will probably end up going to sea. That's my thinking here. I matured something, maybe I'll mature more, maybe not. So that encounter economy would be important. And a really good move here by Geo. He checks 58, which is direct check. Did I went east? If I didn't, if I'm not there, then he knows that, you know, I mean, if I'm here, he knows for I had to go through here uh, if I went east. Maybe I needed to misdirect 58. I could consider that to make my him for him harder to find me. I didn't consider that because I wanted to put down all those vampires to make it more difficult for him. And yeah, hunters found me, so they are starting to be on my tail. This is fairly dangerous. They are close. They are jumping with horses. I had some free time. I had some trail building, all juicy fun stuff. Uh, Probably I needed to ambush there, right? There's a rumor token, so this is to be expected. I should have ambushed Godalming. That was a mistake to not to ambush, to be honest. Maybe even Helsing, but I don't know if 2v1. But Helsing has only one item, so yeah. Mina stays and supplies. Maybe preparing for that Nuremberg, maybe something, because I guess he wants to clear the Nuremberg. Or maybe he's preparing that, next day hunters will jump on me. So Mina is arranged to help. Discarded a rifle to have a stake. That's interesting. So we have two stakes in discard pile. One to Vampire Lair, one discarded earlier. And we have Mina showing third stake, so only one stake left. Maybe that new vampire will not get stake, Maybe stake is in those in deck yet. Maybe Seward has one stake, although maybe he would have searched Nuremberg then. I don't know. No, this is fourth stake. Okay. I should have ambushed there. That's probably it. I should have ambushed it. But okay. It is fine. It is fine. This is a bit of shame because I did hope that my vampire trail will be a little bit more of an issue. But okay, I'm putting my reckless vampire. Start to put more fighter vampires. Probably the last take will be used on the aristocratic vampire. So hopefully hunters will not have stakes. At this point, okay, or low horse roll, important information. Now I'm considering, should I ambush? Probably I should have ambushed because this is the forward hunter. Probably he wants to chase me with horses here and not search. He is narrowing my location by a lot. So this is starting to be extremely dangerous. All the CG renewed vigor plays, like soon they can be like really devastating. CG with just two heavenly hosts can extremely narrow down my movement possibilities. Renewed vigor can allow some easy 3v1 with events, maybe even 4v1. So I need to be uh, prepared, or I mean not prepared, but very wary. Unfortunately, yeah, Godalming is not searching. If Seward would search, he will get delayed by the hoax, which would be a big deal. But no, Seward is ticketing, so you're really putting pressure on me. Really good play. Because if those forward hunters, those combat those combaty hunters, those horse hunters will start getting delayed and damaged by the trail, it puts off pressure from Dracula. But no, he's keeping them at full strength. He even traded with Godalming. And last, but for me, last stake is used on aristocratic. So Prague. So what? Okay, you know what? Let's do this way. Prague is aristocratic. Cool, important thing, because if he will mature, I will not lose that much. Wolf, hoax. A little bit of shame that I didn't ambush with wolves to know more about Godamic items, but what can you do? And what do you do now? If you want, you can pause and decide for yourself. It is a very dangerous situation, but also hunters were showing that horses are not top notch. They're not that deep in the events, I can't click through the hunters right now to see how many events they are holding, but Vampire Lair was also used. Mina, Mina is showing escape route, so some of the events are not of the top danger. So if you want, you can consider what to do now. And if not, let's go further. I decided to obviously learn. Oh, but so late. And do a tricky move to Sarajevo. So I do expect, like what usually Draculas do in this position, they either go Klausenberg 10 and then to the Black Coast, or 6, 50 and go to Ionian Sea. So I decided to do a tricky move, which on the one hand is a little bit protecting me, because if they will start jumping and searching with Stewart and Godalming, they may be out of hunters to actually put me in danger. If they will ignore me or just start searching or just jump and miss me, I can go back. They will go away from me. I'll go to 59, maybe with a fog, and then I can jump away. But obvious danger is that both this is danger point, because both Mina and Helsing with a horse with an event can join the fight if necessary, and also full power CG can surround me completely and force me to stay in 49, which is very dangerous. But I decided to play with the danger, especially that top event is Dracula, so I'll not be scouted with ally or some scouting event. There is no ally in the discard, so surprising return cannot help them to narrow my location, because 4 and 4 hunters are still fairly away, and hunters are not and the horses are not working top notch. If they jump and miss me and even clear that vampire, well, they still have some maturing encounters, and they will lose a lot. So I decided to do that deciding tricky move to flip the tempo, because if I do the obvious moves and hunters will adapt to that, they may just catch up to me and even like cut me off, or with events try to kill me. So let's see what happens. Um, Hunters are thinking a lot, um, so it can be interesting. Oh, a lot of thinking. So what? Speedy telegraph, not a big of deal. Renewed vigor. Okay, yes. So this is the turn I can die. This is a turn that it can be fairly easy 3v1 with charted courage on Helsing or a horse, but Godalming is checking Klausenberg and rolls 1 on a horse, so 100% sure that Godalming doesn't jump on me. Okay, I'm a little bit safer, and I'm glad. And Helsing, Helsing has just like 1 items also, not rolled 1 on a horse, which is important. Okay, I will ambush. I will try to damage, maybe get some influence. So at least he confirmed I wasn't hiding there, which gives him a lot of information. So for now, I guess his top guess is that I'm in Sofia, which is reasonable guess, and that Sarajevo move then protects me fairly well. Okay, let's try to put some harm on hunters. And still my read is that John Stewart has high probability of having a knife because of the rats interaction much earlier. But okay, I got damage. This is really good. And now I have claws, so I can do some safe claws, and I can try fanging. What will I do? I decided to claw because if I will, I think crucifix. I didn't see crucifix. I think I didn't see garlic. I will see all the knives. he might be protecting himself from the fangs. And if he will protect himself from the fangs and not work, oh man, all that dangerous play. But okay, he is just running away. So I lost opportunity to get one influence, which is a big deal. But I have two recklesses on the trail. Both will be with a rumor token. So protecting that reckless from potential knife stop, fang stop, and putting out damage on Stewart important. And my ploy is discovered. If hunters have full-powered renewed vigor, not renewed vigor, consecrated ground, they can put tokens on 59, 6, 50, and 55, and I'm locked here. And they have the potential to go 4v1 versus me. Fortunately, I am not revealed, so I can hide and get some. I can hide and get second encounter, fog, for example, to protect myself. So it's not that end of life situation, but also if hunters don't have full power consecrated ground, which is fairly probable, they didn't trade that much, they didn't separate their items. There are still 5 items in the deck. Then I can still slip away with wolf form. So my risky play played off for now because they used renewed vigor and dealt me no damage. This is a huge win. Sometimes renewed vigor plays win the games for hunters, but I survived. So that sneak play paid off. Now what Mina does, she is revealing knife, which is important. So if I suspect that Stuart has a knife, then there's only one knife missing between Helsing and Godalming, or maybe second knife on Mina or Stuart. And she supplies. My aristocratic is maturing. It is a big deal. It is a big relief. Going to 5 points without using any rumor token after the vampire lair, and I will have this turn two reckless with rumor tokens when hunters are out of stakes for now. Good. This is good position. This is good position. Okay. So what do we do? This is tense situation. What do we do? You can again pause and think for yourself. What would you do? And I'm not pausing anymore. I'm using maturing vampire, and we can wolf form. We can go through various options and consider, right? I can go to Valona with a fog. It seems decent. I don't know if there is forewarned and where, so it can be fairly deadly. Like if I get forewarned again, it can be 3v1, 4v1 if there's some sense of emergency, horse on Helsing, or something like that. Maybe second renewed vigor. It can be fairly deadly. But also put some pressure on hunters because I will have 2 vampires, and if I hit with the fog, they may waste some precious time when the vampires are maturing. I can wolf form, but wolf form into port is very tricky because if you wolf form into port, hunters you can be forced to see very early, and then you have land without the wolf form. Not the best position. And this is just Monday, week 3, so there's still a lot of time. I can wolf from inland to Vienna. Vienna is open, but what to do next? Hunters can just chase me with working horses. Siege will happen, maybe another renewed vigor, maybe something, and entire week without the wolf form is extremely deadly. So But I decided to do a trick for the second time in a row, and I hide. I will open Wolfram to see where I can go. Wolfram Vienna is fairly safe, but I don't want to play safe. Hunter's horses are not top-notch working. My thinking is, even if they have second renewed vigor, maybe Godalming will try to jump to 55, but then he will jump to 50 and then to 55, and then again he will miss that. So maybe it will be 2v1. Helsing has had just one item and just one supply. Mina is showing knife and she has two items. She's also like top-notch supplied, and her event is escape route. So again, a smaller opportunity of some events. And I'm sitting on a reckless vampire. So my thinking is, you know what? Let's put pressure on hunters when they're still in not top shape. They're still a little bit damaged, not fully equipped. Tickets are not fully worked, and I have my reckless vampires with rumor tokens. I was even considering to Wolfram hide. I think it would be quite good trick here, but I decided to just hide with a spy. And someone will walk on me. They're not that fully top-notch equipped. A lot of hunters are lacking items. If I can weaken one of them, maybe make them discard the only weapon they have, or maybe I can weaken the stronger hunter so that all of them will be only just medium power. We can make some magic. We can make some magic. So yeah, a lot of thinking. He knows that I either move to 55 or hid, and the best location for me is 55, and he narrowed down. So yeah, I avoided him for the second time. So hunters are moving a lot this game, trying to chase me, but without hitting me, and that's the power of sneaking. But still, I'm fairly safe. So now the question is, do I ambush Seward, the stronger hunter, or do I wait for Helsing or Mina to join and then ambush the hunter that is poorer equipped to just make them next to useless? But I realized, you know what? Maybe Helsing doesn't have that much anyway. I just want to lower power, especially of the hunter with the horse. And uh, maybe they will especially that I was guessing that probably they have a knife, and probably, or more importantly, they don't have a pistol or rifle. And in item deck, when I was searching, I knew there's still one pistol and few rifles left, about two rifles left. So it is very probable that maybe Helsing is holding a rifle. So I prefer to discard knife from the Steward and I ambush him and see what happens. And then obviously with a spy, with a reckless, because I want to. And this is interesting. Okay, I was afraid of Steward because 3 items, and I was guessing a knife. Good guess. I was expecting, maybe Heavenly Host. What can he have? And suddenly it appears he's not that dangerous. He's only a knife. Crucifix. Okay, doesn't stop bats, and it doesn't do anything if I don't choose him. And empty bullets with nothing. Obviously, plant ambush, which is a shame, but yeah, my situation is much better. I'm glad I saw that with a spy. This is big. Obviously, he didn't want to discard his only knife because he would be fairly useless in combat. I don't know what ticket he lost, but sadly, probably not the most important one. I decided to just claw him because, like, turn 1 is perfect turn for Crucifix. So I wanted to play it a little bit safe for the vampire. I want to have the trail of 2 rumored reckless vampires as my second win condition. Smartly, he just escapes. He doesn't want any of that. But remember, he doesn't have an anti-claw item. If I just claw him, I may kill him. And now Helsing, what does Helsing do? He has 2 items. We didn't see any heavenly hosts. We still see 1 knife missing. We see about 2 rifles missing, 1 pistol. I think 1 garlic maybe. Horse, obviously. Not sure if garlic reef or not. So it can be like knife, heavenly host, rifle, knife, rifle, heavenly host Helsing, or it may be next to useless Helsing. Which Helsing will it be? More and actually quite important, Helsing still carries that point of damage after Rat's power. I tell you, it is rats are one of the weakest encounters, but by not any stretch useless encounters. Damaged 2 hunters. Oh, and I know that he has a knife. This is a big deal. And I damaged him. This is a big deal. So I dealt him a lot of damage. And he's in the range of dying to claws. And I know one of his items that is knife. This is a big reveal. Quite smart play because he probably was. There was a line of thinking that okay, he can use heavenly host to kill that vampire. So he probably was trying to outguess me, outplay, like be 1 step ahead. That I will think, oh yeah, he will probably punch here, or use heavenly host to kill the vampire because he knows that I know that I'm out of stakes. And hunters quite often at turn 2, when they're stopped from escaping, they like to throw heavenly hosts where there's almost very low odds for Fang. So this is very smart, but too smart for his own good. And now, big deal. Does Mina has a horse or event? No. She's just flying and garlic discarded, which tells me more about other items of other hunters. Plant ambush, obviously. So I have decent items. I have decent decent encounters. Not encounters. What I'm talking about. I have decent cards, and yeah, what can I do? I have strength. I would be able to strength Seward to not take any damage. I would be able to strength Helsing because maybe he's playing rifle, maybe knife. But I decided, you know what? Not that maybe he will try to be bold and try to heavily host me, or maybe knife turn 1, expecting me to avoid him. But now I try to be 1 step ahead of him. I could have actually, probably this was a good idea also, use claws on Seward and put him in that great danger that, okay, from now on, he's just on to health. He can die there. So yeah, let's see. Dodge, which I think tells a lot. This can suggest that hunters don't have great strength, because with great strength they would play fairly riskier, like maybe punch, maybe knife, to just deal as much damage and not care initially about taking damage. But okay, I still don't know what is second Helsing item, and obviously he's knifing me because what else is he's going to do, right? Yep. Okay, I lost 3 health, which is a lot, but losing 3 health from 15 is not that big of a deal. And now my thinking is, okay, maybe Helsing has like rifle or a knife, pistol and a knife, or heavenly host and a knife, or maybe something, or maybe just a knife from combat items. And this is turn 2 combat when I can escape turn 4. So if he has some anti-bats weapon, this is the best turn to use it. So he can still use it on turn 4. And obviously I want to damage Van Helsing because Seward can deal at most 1 damage to me. So I don't care that much about Seward. But I want to potentially damage and break stuff from Helsing, and he used his dodge, so there is consideration that he can escape, obviously. Hunters are in some danger. And it would be really awesome to put them in more pressure. It is a little bit sad that they don't have claws anymore, and he's escaping with Seward, and he's escaping with with Helsing, and he's escaping with Seward. So overall, 2v1 with used plant ambush that I lose only 3 health. I take it as a win. And there's like more information added because Mina didn't join the combat this turn, which means that she doesn't have a horse or sense of emergency. And so hunters are jumping, not achieving that much. 3 damage. It hurts, I admit. But it is not a big deal, and my vampires is sliding. Now what do you do? Again, you can pause and decide for yourself. We expanded hunters a lot without that big of a cost. What do we do now? You can pause and you think and decide, or we can go further. And my thinking is, I'll go to Sofia and put down FoD, because I know that Seward doesn't have forewarned, so I'm completely safe here. I know that hunters are not in top shape. They didn't use renewed vigor last turn. Mina didn't join in 49, so I'm still moving normally. If they try to, they got the CG or they try some desperate CG play, I still have my wolf form, and I'm just buying time and extending time. So my vampires are ticking and still putting pressure on hunters. Do they chase me? I'm in FoD, so I can decide what to do. Or do they leave me alone and go after those pesky vampires? Remember, no stakes yet. Still 2 supplies, and only Mina, without the horse, notably, is supplying in a big city. Hunters are not top shape. This is the best moment to play risky. They're damaged. I know a lot of their items. Horses, not top position. So yeah. So he knows I went to 50 or 59. And this is like, the chicken game. Who will stop doing those reckless plays first? Godalming rolls. It is interesting that he rolled slow. I wonder what would he have done if he rolled fast. Would he jump to 59? Expecting that maybe I'm there in a FoD, hoping to wolf form, because that's obviously a play. But he has only 1 location to check. Yeah, I don't ambush him. My guess is that if someone has forewarned, most probably is Godalming. I can fight him 1v1. I don't care. And if the worst situation will be Seward trades with Helsing and Helsing joins and then forwards my FoD. That could be difficult. But then again, double knife Helsing and plus 1 item. That could be dangerous. Seward joins. I definitely don't want 3v1, so I FoD. I don't want 3v1, so I FoD. And it is important that night delay actually does plenty, because ticket economy is not perfect for hunters, so Godalming probably would like to ticket, maybe trade with Seward, why not? Seward would like to heal, maybe ticket. That delay is very valuable. And now, this is interesting what Helsing will do. What is Helsing doing? He can obviously supply, he can go to the big city to supply, right? Not that easy. Those cities are far away. He can trade some events. Fortunately, Plant Ambush used with not the greatest effects. So again, win for me. Horse. Now this is fascinating. Helsing has a knife and a horse, and this is quite smart. Jump to Athens. I like that. So if I would like to jump to Athens with wolf form, be hard for hunters to reach because their horses are not working that well. He stopped the worst location for me to run away. Very good play. Heavenly Host discarded. So this tells a lot that probably, first of all, Mina has a Heavenly Host already. Maybe two. This actually, yeah, at this point, because at this point, I don't know where is a pistol, Heavenly Host. If she had a pistol, wouldn't she discard pistol to keep the Heavenly Host? She might have. So I actually know a lot about Hunter items. I know that either Godalming has a pistol. And now, yeah, you know what is going to happen. You know what is going to happen. I have a lot of health. My vampires are sliding. I know all Steward items, and Steward is damaged. I'm taking this combat and see what happens. The biggest fear, heroic leap. If there was a heroic leap, I think it would be used somewhere before. So my guess is the worst case scenario would be obviously Lucy Revenge, and there's a Lucy Revenge. Okay, but I'm 12 health. I know that Steward is not that big of a deal, and he's actually in danger to die. Like it is danger for him. Dangerous situation for him. I have double fangs. I like it, so I decided maybe Godalming has Heavenly Host because Mina seems quite full and no one else had. Punch, fairly good. Okay, what does Steward do? And dodge. Excellent turn one. Turn one when I deal damage and I heal. This is big deal. Time passes. Great. What do I do now? Claws, fangs, mesmerize. Steward has crucifix, which is dangerous. Also has a knife. Fanging him is not a good option, but clawing him is cute. It can work. It can work really good. Godalming, I don't know what he has, but I know that he doesn't have a knife. So if Godalming has Heavenly Host, will he risk turn 2? He can, but if I find him second time now, maybe he tries to wait out 2 fangs because he has Lucy Revenge. If I fang him out of the combat and I will start with Steward, that would be a big deal. We'll see. This is dangerous. This is obviously a dangerous situation. He just punches. Oh wow. He played the slow game. He probably expected strength from me to break his knife, which is reasonable. If I had strength, I would most probably strength Steward. But this is important about this game that you can try to guess Dracula, but it is hard to do because Dracula has random hand. So this is the game where Dracula tries to guess hunters, not hunters try to guess Dracula. And I'm not getting that much damage from that 2v1 combat, and I'm dealing a lot of damage. And a rifle, not a Heavenly Host. So this is interesting. Slow works a little bit slow, and this is interesting because Steward is in death range from claws, and hunters probably don't have great strength, right? I have strength I don't expect hunters too much to use items now. Maybe I should because Lucy Revenge is in play, right? Probably I should. But this is like really good turn for hunters to play Heavenly Host. So I try to fang Godalming and see what happens. Maybe he will punch. Maybe he will Heavenly Host. He rifles. Okay. So he's not showing his hand. And Seward boldly knives me out. So it was really going nice and dandy. A proper play from Seward. Because I cannot escape. I cannot escape as bats. I have mesmerized and I decided, you know what? Godalming showed double rifle actually. Yeah, because he punched rifle. So I know 100% of his items. So I know all the items in this combat. So I want to mesmerize him now, because then he will be able to do at most 1 damage per turn to me. And the real danger will be on Stewart with that pesky 3 damage knife. He dodges, makes sense, but at least I mesmerized him, so his rifles are not that dangerous. And Stewart dodges. If I will have my second claws, I can kill him. I don't have my second claws, I cannot kill him. So I play strength, hope to break. Maybe he will play knife here. And I'm breaking the knife. This is a big win. Obviously, knives are one of the most dangerous items. I stop a lot of damage to myself. I just take 1 damage here. But yeah, I have a crappy hand. I cannot escape because of that stupid Lucy Revenge. So I decided maybe he'll forget. Maybe he will, for some reason, allow me to escape. I don't know. So dodge makes sense. I think Hunter saw only 1 strength for me. Okay, and what is he doing? And he is dodging too. Makes sense. I mean, totally makes sense at this point as hunters. You could think maybe punch, maybe rifle, but if you punch, you risk that Dracula claws Godalming and then kills Seward. That would be a big loss. If you rifle, there's still second strength, and who is strength if not Godalming here, right? So you're risking losing the rifle. So, and at most you can do 1 damage. If you don't have heroic leap between 6 and 5, not that big of a deal. So what a combat! What a combat! I took the 2v1 fight in a fog, and I paid 7 health for that. But I broke a knife. Lucy Revenge is out. I know all the items on Godalming now, and Stewart is on 1 health, and Godalming lost 4 damage. So we're really expanding each other, which is a big deal. 6 health, and they were delayed, which is very important. They cannot trade, they cannot heal. It is a big deal. I'm shaking here because I'm taking those risky plays, but if I didn't took them, I would give time for hunters to resupply, deal with the vampires, and right now I'm occupying them and they're paying a high price for that. Me too, but okay. What are we doing here? So, another pause, another decision point. You can think for yourself, or we can go with that. Obviously, we can go to a port city. 36 is risky because, and 55 because Helsinki can join with his knife. 56 seems like obvious spot, but I have 6 health. I don't really want to go to the sea from 56. That's not too exciting. I can try to go to 10 and then to the castle to heal. I would be at high health. I still have wool form. This would be decent. The issue is Mina keeps supplying hunters. We're resupply and heal during that time. So I'll be buying time, but we're also giving time to hunters. And even if one of the vampires matures, I'm not winning the game. I have 5 influence plus 7. It is 12. So if just hunt, and this is only Wednesday, so hunters have enough time that I cannot just run through the sea. I cannot just wait for hunters for vampire to mature. I need to do a little bit more, and I'm afraid that in the late game, if I will give time for hunters to stand back on their feet, they will do that faster than me. And right now, they are the weakest. They are damaged, problem with horses, problem with items, they spent their events. So there's only one way, and this is the fun way. And it is always fun when the fun is the proper play. At this point, I wonder how many of you, if you are guessing what to do next, how many of you took the same decisions as me, and how many of you would have won the game? Because the game is out of. I'm not out of the woods. By the way, don't pay attention to this timer because I had to run for my daughter that woke up at night. So there's a lot of empty time in there. Don't worry, it can end at any point from your point of view. So yeah, they fight. I have 9 health. I know that there's only crucifix to stop my fangs. There's no Agi. So what do I do? Okay. Obviously I have fangs. I can fang Sewer to try to kill him. But what if Sewer dodges or uses crucifix turn 1, right? Not the sexiest options. What do you do in this situation? I decided that attacking Sewer turn 1 is the obvious choice. And Geo plays fairly defensive this game, so I'm expecting something defensive, not escape from him. And probably Goleming wants to use that time to damage me. That's my that's my guess. So I'm using Mesmerize to hopefully stop Godalming. Or maybe they're both dodging, and then I want to damage Sewer turn 2, so the rifle will be weaker. And yeah, Geo plays I completely guessed Geo here that he wants to buy time with Seward and deal damage with Godalming. If I wouldn't have guessed that, that would be not the best for me. I have Fangs, this is very dangerous. He can maybe guess that I don't have claws, maybe, or I have some issues with attacking Seward. So it means that he may either escape with Seward or maybe play that pesky crucifix, right? I could fang him and try, but if I fang him and he plays crucifix and he plays punch or rifle, I'll just go down to 5 health and I'm in bad shape. So I decided if he escapes, so be it, but at least I will go up to higher health out of Lord Godalming. So I played that middle game here. If I had claws there, I would definitely claw Seward rifle. So and Seward is escaping. Yeah. So it is a pity that I wasn't able to kill Seward, but at least I healed from feed and I'm healing from Godalming. That Mesmerize is paying dividends. It saved me 3 health right now and fangs. I'm getting healthier with the combat, and hunters are getting more and more damage with the combat. I have Mesmerize, yeah. I expect Godalming to probably escape here. Because what is he going to do alone? Oh, he's dodging. That's nice. That's good for him. He might have expected strength from me, and now most probably, it is a shame I don't have fangs. If I ended this combat at 12 health, that would be hilarious for me. Hilarious for me. But I expect him, despite having 2 rifles, yes, to escape, because what he's going to do here against one, I still have 2 strengths. I have fangs. There's a lot of potential for me to lose no damage or even heal up. So I risk the claws. And now for hunters, what do hunters do? So there was the hand cocked me a few times. There were many opportunities to kill Seward. If I some of them I had, but I didn't took because I didn't want to risk that much. I know probably for many it's crazy. Like I'm risking constantly. Why not risk there, right? But uh, yeah, if I had fangs, I would have easy opportunities to kill Stewart. Uh, and this game would be so easy then. There would be no comeback for Hunters, but there's still comeback for Hunters. Hunters definitely can get me here. Uh, yes, and now Geo is deciding how much fun does Geo want, because you can think what you would do as hunters, because basically there are two decisions: to fight or to run away. You can just run away with hunters and leave me be, but then I'm on 10 health. I can escape to sea, and not the best case for him either. Or he can risk the entire game on this day, basically, right? Not the best risk for hunters. All that gameplay up till now was expending resources, and he can usually when Dracula's escape and just avoid hunters, then there's the risk game and week 4, but not usually favors hunters. But at this point, hunters are so expanded that the risk is really, really big. And he decides to stay, and he does this in a very smart way. This is extremely dangerous and really cool. I really like playing against hunters that keep uh, don't miss opportunities like that. So he is trading with Seward, and remember, Seward has crucifix but also has bullets, while Godalming has 2 rifles. So he can definitely. I hoped he will miss this. He will miss that play, and Helsing joins the fray. So I have a hunter with rifle and bullets, a hunter with rifle, and a hunter with knife. All of them damaged, but all of them very well capable and pistol discarded. Very well capable of killing me here because I have 10 health. If I had if I had fangs, if I killed Sewer, that would be so much better. But okay, what do you do? What do you do as Dracula here? I decide to mesmerize Godalming because I decided that most probably Godalming has bullets. Because this is the obfuscation play that you take away bullets from someone who didn't have bullets, from someone to have, to swap the bullets. He dodges. Okay, so this is important. Dodge. What does Helsing do? Dodge. So this is a smart play. Again, a postponing play to maybe pull out strength, maybe pull out claws, maybe pull out fangs from Dracula, like the best card. But fortunately, this time I had fortunate hand because I have both mesmerize and fangs. So I have no other way but to fang Godalming. I cannot allow for bullets to fire at me. The thing is, if Stewart has bullets and Godalming has crucifix, I can die this round because this will be 5 damage, 8 damage, 11 damage from the crucifix. But if Godalming has bullets, I will yank him out of the combat and I will lose 5 damage from those hunters, which is quite a lot, but you know what? Better than dying, and I'll get the point. So what is happening? What is happening? I have Funks and a rifle. Big deal. Big deal because I am healing. I'm getting the last important point for the Reckless Mature. Now, if Reckless matures, I win the game. Rumored Reckless matures, and I have 2 those on the trail, fortunately. And now, second rifle will be bullet time, because if this will be bullet time, at least I still have some fighting chance, but it will be difficult. Bullets or no bullets, how do you think? No bullets. No bullets. Okay. I'm 7 health, but I feel fairly safe here. To be honest, I'm a little bit... I have a plotting, and my guess is that they both will dodge. Gio really likes dodging, and I think this would be a fairly good play by him to dodge because he avoids potential strengths, damage, fangs, claws, obviously. So I could try to outguess him and play plotting, but I decided, you know what? What if he switches strategy? Yeah, I'm hovering over the plotting. I'm thinking about the plotting, but I realized to minimize the risk. I don't need to win a lot now. For me, right now, it is just enough to not lose a lot. If he decides to risk it all and just double punch me, put me down to 5 health when I'm just plotting and doing nothing, then it starts to be dangerous because this rifle and knife total 5 damage. Will he use them next turn? Will he use them in 2 turns? What will happen? I don't know. And suddenly I can lose the game. So I'm just playing against what hunters can do to win the game. So I'm just clawing him. If someone is punching, it is probably more Van Helsing than Stewart. Stewart can use the crucifix or dodge. So I'm playing claws that if he will punch me here, then he'll be in risk of death. But okay, it is dodge. I'm checking what he's showing. Money trail, okay. Stewart also dodged. So I guessed correctly, but again, sometimes you play not to win more, just not to lose more. So he will either punch or escape or knife. In all those 3 scenarios, strength is good. So yeah, I'm strengthening Van Helsing and I'm breaking the knife, which is excellent. So this is a complete win of the combat for me. Whew, that was tense. Now I have 2 plottings and yeah. I don't want. I just wonder what he will play, but they cannot stop my escape as bats. I will get my feedback, and he's just escaping, which is a smart play, obviously. Not to risk me drawing second claws. Yeah. Okay, so 3 times a charm, actually 4 times, 4 combats in a row, 4 2v1 or 3v1 combats. But that's the thing. If hunters are not a top strength scenario that we're used to, full of combat events, full of the best items, full on health and horses, where they can easily kill Dracula from 12 health with just 2 hunters, that was not the case. You can abuse that as Dracula. Obviously, that was the pinnacle, the deciding turn. If I guessed the bullets incorrectly, That would be Geo's game. But uh, I did what I did because I kinda expected him to do this. So I was fairly convinced that I guess this way. And you know, Stewart could have been very well dead by that point. So there would be no even risk of the bullets. But yeah, so I took a lot of risks, but I think this is what I often repeat, that avoiding fights is risky too, because it gives time for hunters, and then they can decide where to fight. Oh, and consecrated ground. So yeah, but only Mina has two heavenly hosts, so not too strong. He blocked potential wolf forms runs from Sarajevo, but Sarajevo, Zagreb. But I didn't want to escape. I wanted to heal, and because hunters cannot kill me now, I have too much health, and they have not enough items. There's like two rifles and bullets, and crucifix. That's not enough for 10 health Dracula. And they're too damaged, and they have to kill that reckless vampire in Belgrade. Uh, they can still do this, obviously. Bullets for one. Then Mina is supplying, so maybe she can jump with plant ambush, and uh, she can actually like start moving this day, or jump with sense of emergency and plant ambush and kill him next. So yeah, or heroic leap, obviously. Yeah, yeah. Obviously, I'm not ambushing Godalming. This is play against bullets, so I want to make sure that my strengths are breaking rifle, that my mesmerized fangs are yoinking out the combat, and I don't need influence from fanging anymore. I just want my vampire to mature. I will speed up a little bit because hunters are just moving, supplying, hired scouts, very useful, and yeah, deciding combat. Yeah. So I know that Godalming, I know for a fact, right, that Godalming is exactly horse, rifle, and pistol. So my idea is, what will hunters do? I think that probably he will not use rifle turn one, from how Geo played for now. He really likes those dodges, and they worked fairly well for him. But fortunately, I have two strengths, so I don't need to guess that. I can play strength turn one, strength turn two, and hopefully by turn three, this will be enough. He dodges turn one, okay. He may punch now, which would be a shame, but he rifles. Okay, so if I broke the rifle with the bullets, that's the game. That's the game. Yeah, yeah. So we talked a little bit, but this is basically it. There's no way that Hunter will win the night fight with a vampire with just a punch. Uh, Obviously. So yeah, we talk a lot. Actually, Gio is being very nice here, saying a lot of kind and nice things to me, which is warming my heart. My frozen Dracula heart starts pumping a little bit after all those years. But yeah, thanks a lot. This is really really kind. Kindness goes a long way, and to be honest, I really like playing with Geo too. Uh, so yeah, and This game, I mean, if we look at on tournament terms, this is I have 10 health. This is 10 IDS win. Seems like massive win uh, for Dracula, but honestly, this was like almost a 50-50 at some point in Sofia with those bullets play. Uh, so yeah. Uh, so this is very close, very tense game. By no means a convincing win. Be- uh, because Gio was able to take a different route, different decisions to win there, but also a very, for my taste, obviously, a very cool game. A lot of combats, a lot of tense combats, a lot of guessing, a lot of tricks, and hunters were not like being pushovers. They were uh, they were fighting back. Uh, Interestingly enough, I matured two vampires. I matured two vampires without rumor, and this is what allows me to get such a convincing. I mean, such a pressuring position and a win in the end. If I didn't mature any vampire, and that was just first 7 points, that would be completely different game. Like I wouldn't be able to do that because what I run to the castle, hunter just supply, and they run me down. And even if I escape to the sea, I would still have to do like 3 steps week 4. So yeah, vampires, mature your vampires. This is very important. If even without the rumors, that points, especially if you adjust your strategy around that and stack those points, that points matter. That points. This is not whose line is it is anyway. This not everything is made up, and points matter a lot. So yeah, let me know what you think. Were you guessing what to do? Were you making decisions? Were you making strategies? How do you like the ending in the end? To be honest, I got stressed playing that, and I relieve that stress. I'm sweating here a little bit. So yeah, I like this game. I hope you liked it too. And well, have a good night.